Hey guys, I am really excited to share with you this first pass at the hard plan layout for your home. No real major deviations from where we were with our sketch last time, but let's just go over some of the elements that are now a bit more firmed up. So starting with the overall site plan, we're showing the existing site plan up here, as well as the proposed site plan down here. We're showing in orange the section of the existing structure, the garage area that's to be demolished, as well as the existing stable element up here. And then as we look down here at the main plan, you'll see that now we can see how the floor plan really truly relates to the existing topographic lines. So all these lines here represent a foot in change in grade. So the existing structure, as I was calling out before, is set per the surveyor at a finished floor height of 101.3. And since the new structure sort of straddles the line between the 103 foot line, which kind of goes like this, but it's beyond that, right? It sits above or beyond 103 feet. It's about halfway, maybe a little bit less than halfway between 103 and this line here of 104. So based on that, I still think a finished floor height of 103.5 feet will be right for the rest of the house. So to make up that difference, we're going to have a series, or to make up that 2.2 foot difference, we're going to have a series of steps here from the laundry room, pass through the mudroom here, get through this hallway, go up a series of about 6.5 inch tall steps here to get up to the height of the new 103.5, which would be the same for the courtyard. So you come up these steps, you pop out into the courtyard through the sliding glass doors. Or here at the front, there'd be a series of steps to get up to the entry porch area and into the entry foyer. So both of these ways get you to make up that height difference and then have the rest of the structure, including the courtyard and the patios, be more or less at the same height as each other. Of course, the courtyard and the patios will be a little bit lower for waterproofing, but that's not a problem. Let's see here. So looking at the way the house lays out with the existing trees, I mean, it's so perfect, right? So we've obviously stayed clear of these existing trees where the existing structure is. But even here, we could probably keep all of these existing trees. Now, I'm a little hesitant to say that because the bathrooms are certainly well within the drip line of the canopy of the trees. And my general rule of thumb when working with arborists is that whenever you are building inside the drip line of a tree, you're messing up the root zones of the tree. And if you don't cut through a structural member that will automatically topple the tree, perhaps you're cutting too many roots and you'll choke the tree off from nutrients. So, when we look at, wanting to keep this tree maybe near the bathroom, and this tree here in the courtyard, I think it's going to be important to get an arborist involved to really weigh in as to whether or not the trees would survive a house being built this close to them. Um, it's possible, but it's also possible that the trees wouldn't survive, and we wouldn't want to necessarily plan for that. Um, or we want to plan for that. We want to get the arborist information involved. Um, this tree here at the master bath is obviously out of the question. That one's being removed. But I mean, gosh, this one's just such a perfect spot in the center of the courtyard. I'm just so happy with this. And we're talking about this tree here. So this tree, which has a pretty significant lean towards it, it's leaning away. It's leaning towards the center of the courtyard, providing some shade in the courtyard. So I think this is wonderful. I'm all for keeping a mature tree when we can build around it. But I want to hear your thoughts on it. Maybe you don't find this tree attractive, or you're not really happy with how it looks throughout the year, or the fruit or the leaves that it might drop. So let me know how you feel about this. If you don't want to keep the existing tree, so be it. But if we do, it's in such a perfect spot. I'm so happy with the potential here. All right, so Let's go ahead and now move to the second page, which is zoomed in on the floor plan. And you can zoom in on all these dimension strings here to see how big the rooms are. So for example, the master suite is about 15 feet by about 19 feet. So it's a very large, ample sized master. All of these bedrooms here I'm showing with California king beds and furniture at the foot of the beds. So there's really a ton of room to move around here, set up some other furniture, whether they be dressers or cribs or what have you. Plenty of room. So all those dimensions are now provided in the plan to provide you not just with the overall square footage, but the room by room breakdown as well. I'm showing all of the doors for interior circulation, as well as a series of um, consistently use 6-foot sliding glass doors. So the prayer room, each of the guest bedrooms, the master suite, the courtyard is lined with them, the foyer, the dining room, living room, all of these sliding glass doors are each 6 feet wide, which I love. I love having a minimal kit of parts, where we say, let's reuse the same window or sliding glass door to create a motif for the project. And the elevations will look so much cleaner and more unified for it. That said, here at the southern wall of the great room, where it opens out onto the covered patio, it's a very placeholder for now. I'm not saying that it's going to necessarily end up this way, although I'm excited to explore this. I want to reserve the right to, mess around with this and add a little bit more pizzazz. Maybe we break away from the 6-foot wide motif here and go with 8-footers just on the southern elevation. And of course, I'm not showing windows yet either. Obviously, there'd be a window at the sink here. There would be windows, lining the master suite here and here. These bedrooms, I'm not showing any windows or sliding glass doors yet because I want more information from you about the how you would use the office in this sort of large space here. So really, it's just about doors for now. Windows I'll show in the 3D model when I'm exploring the 3D model a bit more. But I'm just super stoked with how light and bright your house should be just from this courtyard alone, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 pairs of sliding glass doors all opening into this courtyard. I feel like that's going to really connect the prayer room to the courtyard, to the foyer dining area, all the way through to the covered patio. So this is just really turned out quite well. Let's see, some other elements to discuss here. I think when we were looking at my last sketch, we were talking about the master bathroom. I still really like this master bathroom layout. I think it's really smart, although it's a little bit different than the sketch I showed you before. So, ignoring the tree that's going to be demolished, we would come into the master suite, walk through this hallway before getting into the master. On one side would be your walk-in closet. On the other would be another pocket door that opens into your very amply sized master bathroom. I'm showing two 6-foot wide vanities that are being split by what I would have be a frosted glass patio door that opens out onto this side patio area here. So there would be frosted glass on this door. And then above the mirrors at the vanities, I'd probably do some high clear story windows as well to bring in some light above the mirror. And then of course here we have the water closet, in a close proximate location to the bed for late night uses. But then walking past it, and this I think also would benefit from having a frosted glass door. So that same sort of motif happening where these two doors here would have frosted glass in them to bring light into the master bath and then light into the water closet area as well. I think that'd be really, really nice. Then when we get here, the rest of the bathroom space that isn't here at the wall with big mirror or big art right here, or towel bars, of course, we would have a full width glass right here that would give you access into the double shower area and then the large tub, which I think this is just really fantastic. Um, maybe this would be getting a bit dark over in this side. So I would say, for me, I'm definitely going to want to put a skylight here right above the tub, or maybe sort of along this back wall here so that we could put maybe some textured wall tile, something that isn't just perfectly flat, but maybe has some dimension to it. We could then wash that tile wall with the overhead skylight. I think that would be really, really special for the texture. But of course, we could switch this. I mean, there's nothing too necessary about the way that this is laid out. I feel like this entire core could perhaps still be reconfigured if you guys aren't in love with this design. Um, but I am. I think this works out really, really well. Then let's see here. Was there anything else worth mentioning from the previous sketch? I think we had talked about incorporating some cabinetry to screen the entry, create and define a foyer space. So when you have people come over, you open the door, they don't immediately get a full view of the living area or the dining area. It's screened by what I would have be partial height cabinetry. So this wouldn't go all the way up to the ceiling. This would perhaps stop at an 8-foot level, which would give you an opportunity to put some elements above this cabinetry. Um, but we can talk about that a little bit more detail when we start to flesh this out in a 3D model. Um, but the family room area faces more now towards the south, towards a see-through fireplace with a TV above it. And then there'd be some more built-in bench and storage area here, but again, with more glass than what I'm showing. We're not only going to have the patio doors. There would be some windows along these elevations as well. So guys, I'm really, really happy with this. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. And if there are no major changes from what I'm showing here, I think the next step is to definitely get going with the 3D modeling, which will be another very exciting phase of design. Looking forward to your thoughts, guys.